Well, welcome to the SaturdayMP show, episode number 62, being recorded mostly live, January 17th, 2025. This is a show about shipping secure, high-quality software faster, and we do that through mostly just live demos, kind of live coding exercises, live explanations, well, mostly live, so that you can watch what it's like for a developer to actually do something. It's not just a quick 10-minute or 5-minute or 1-minute video. This will be like the actual you can watch me figure things out in real time and watch developers make mistakes. A little more realistic view of what it's like to be a software developer, kind of like the the improv of tutorial videos. That's kind of what this show is like. I'm your host, Chris, and today we're gonna just kind of continue. So last time I recorded, which is a couple weeks ago, was the advent of code for 2024. I was working on the day 12 problem. And speaking of mostly live, I basically got stuck trying to figure out how Python imports work with these import statements up top here. And just spent most of the time just figuring that out. So if you have any advice, if you watch the last video and have any advice about imports and how to make them easier or work with them better, let me know. And for those watching the last video too, you might have noticed I've switched to Visual Studio Code because I was using PyCharm, but PyCharm, the way the namespacing worked, it just couldn't. I had the correct namespacing when I'd run the Python command down below, like for tests or something like that, but PyCharm kept complaining that the namespace was incorrect, and I actually tried off camera earlier this week to try and fix some of those, but I couldn't get it to work with PyCharm, so I switched back to Visual Studio Code. So just kind of jumping around all the editors. And for those who don't know either, I'm not a Python expert. I know all the kids are learning Python these days in school. Turbo Pascal was actually the first language when I started school for compute. Was it 101? I can't remember if I took 101 or 111 or something like that. But it was Turbo Pascal. And then we ended up switching to things like C and Java, not JavaScript, but the original Java. And that was when Java was kind of still new. So I'm trying to teach myself Python, and I figured the advent of code, day 12 problems are a little more difficult than some of the other problems. So let's just see how it goes. So basically last time we discussed how we would try to solve the problem, and then we were trying to set up some tests and some files. So we wanted to read this these plot nodes, so we wanted to read in the file and create these plot nodes, and then I guess go back and watch the other video or go to day 12 of the advent of code. But basically, in case you don't remember, there's these plots that we have here. We're going to have a file with all these different plots, something like this, A, B, B, B. And then we have to go through and figure out how big these plots are and the area around them. So we need the perimeter and the area of it. And I think the story is something to do with fences and how much the fence costs or whatever. But the long and short of it is that we need to figure out the area, and then we also need to figure out the perimeter for each of them. So we didn't even get to loading the file. And for example, this is the actual file that we need to parse. It's really big and gross, but we will use some of these examples, smaller examples as we go along, to basically prove some of our theories. Oh, I don't want that. Okay, so let's just kind of make sure everything works. I didn't even commit anything last time either, so I'm gonna have to just double check everything works here. So we need to go to day 12. And what am I? Oh, you can see all the. Oh, there we go. So okay, cool. My unit test still runs, so that all looks good, and I can still run the. So the main one I want to call is this. So let's just make sure that still works too. So if we did Python 3, I think you could go source and then calc. Oh, I still have a issue in here. What's the problem here? Oh, do I need to do that .m thing? Is that what I... Oh, shoot. No, I don't remember how I ran this thing. Try using source. Oh, okay. Well, give me a better error message here. Calc fence price. Try using, oh, it's, oh, is this what I need to do? Oh, no module name that. Okay, now I'm confused again. So my tests work, but the plot nodes with no parent package. Do I need to do this? Probably not going to like that either. That's probably going to cause my test to fail. Yeah. Because we do have that init.py. Yeah, okay. With no known parent package. But this is we're in this package here. This is what I don't understand. Like, we're in these packages for Python. I guess I just don't understand them, but I find them very confusing. Right, because here we're loading this. We're not actually using it. Like, eventually we'll be calling it, but and this one I want this. Well, let's see. Can Copilot help? To an absolute import. Is that going to work? Okay, so that worked. But then of course it fails here. So, like, this is the most frustrating part about Python referencing Python files, and I think I'm beginning to understand why sometimes you look at a Python file and it's just huge. Like, it's like thousands of lines and a bunch of classes, because linking all these together is not great. Okay. So how do I execute it? How do I run? Because I think what I want, like, I'm assuming this is what I want, right? Then my unit test pass. Plot nodes up here. Yes, that's fine. Sure. How do I structure a package? So I think the other thing that messes it up is that I'm not in the root. Like, I have all these different, like, mini Python. Okay, for source. Oh, do I add to directories to be true as packages? Group related modules together. For example, source contains modules related to garden plots. Yes, thumbs up. Place test files in separate test directory. Okay. From source init.py. Oh, can I? Okay, so day 12 source. I go here. Does that fix that? Assuming that doesn't fix anything. Yeah. So, well, that didn't do anything. Right. So how do I call Python script using root? How do I do that? So if I did put like a sat, oh, okay, so that's still passed. No module name source, of course not. Do I need the -m? -m. Do I call it like this? Oh, okay. Okay, so I think that's what I need to do. Error will find for source calc fence. Oh, right, I need. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, cool. I can live with that. That's good enough. I think I've maybe figured that out. Oh, that was such a pain. Okay, so let's just commit this. Just call this a whip initial test working, and we'll probably end up changing this comment here. And initial tests and import paths working. Okay. Oh, I want to just add all these two. Okay. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay, so back to the original thing. So we wanted to load this file, which is, well, let's not load this huge file, but basically it's going to be a bunch of garden plots. So let's create a test file to load. So let's put that in here. The first one we'll load is, if we look at the README, I don't know what to call it. Let's just call it test plots 1.txt. Sure. Okay, and then we'll just put this in there. Boom. And then let's see. All right, so if we load this file, we should get a 4x4 return for our plot. So if I remember my plot nodes, it should load all the plots here as the number of columns and then the number of rows. And it should load a plot, and a plot is basically the letter and the XY coordinates. Now I have to remember, so this is just getting us an array. I don't think this actually creates a plot object. What is this thing? It's just a list of lists. Okay. So, right. I have to initialize how big this array is going to be. I don't know if I can type this in Python, but basically I want to create an initial array. of a certain size. And I'm going to know the size because I'll have the number of columns and the number of rows. Oh, okay, yeah. So I need to initialize that array. So how do I? Well, let's deal with that later. I don't know how to tell it that's a certain type. But if I look at this file load, I'm basically going to read all the lines, and then when I create my plot nodes, yeah, we'll just start with that for now. Let's see if we can get that to work. So if we go, let's split this into two. So split right. Let's put this one on the right. So my test is on the right, and the file I want is, or the code I'm testing is on the left. So there it goes. Test data. Let's do source.calc. Load file. Yeah, that's what we want to do. Sorry, let's get rid of Copilot there. And that's the wrong file name now. Now, am I going? What I guess, do I need to put the test? Let's just test plots 1.txt. So we want our plots to be this, and then we want to check self.assert equal, I guess is what we need. Number of rows should be 4, and number of columns should also be 4. All right, let's see if that works. It's probably going to fail, but let's figure it out. All right. Oh, so yeah, okay. So maybe I do need, because I'm running it in the root, so maybe I need that test in there. Okay, cool. So that it loaded the tests, but now, okay, we need to make the number of columns and rows available. So how do I add in in Python, how do you add properties to a class? I don't know if Python has the equivalent of properties from like .NET or anything like that, but oh, it does. Okay. And I think I have to use this self to reference. Okay. So we just need, oh, okay, interesting. So I can just do at property, it looks like, and then def. Yeah, so I need this to be a self.plots, and then at property def. Yeah, because it should be a square, so we could just get the length of that. Okay. Let's see if that passes. Okay, so 5 is not equal to 4. So I'm assuming the number of columns is 5. Oh, is it counting the? It must be counting the new line. Is probably what is happening there. So let's fix that. But I guess it depends on what system we're going to run. It could be different. New lines. So all lines. What's in a line? Let's do this. Let's print. Is it print again? All lines at 0. What do I get? Do I get the new line there? Oh yeah, it looks like I get a new line in there. Okay. Returns a list of. Okay. How do I read lines from a file but ignore the new line characters? Oh, there's not a built-in? I was hoping there's a built-in something. Line.strip. Okay. Because I don't need those new lines at all, so yeah, let's just get rid of them right from the get-go. So really, read lines has no... Oh, okay. So is it line.strip for line in... All right, let's see if that... Hey, there we go. That's awesome. Okay, so we don't need this. Okay. So hopefully this shows up on the screen. I make the font so big for the video, but then it's hard for me to actually read it. Okay, so that's great. So that's working. I wonder if I shouldn't put these. Maybe what I'll do is maybe we'll split these down below instead. Okay, so anyway, we have these. So this is just a new plot nodes, but what we want this load file to do is to actually populate each one of these plots. And if we look here, we have each plot node just has a letter and where it is in that particular node. Do I need to store that at this level or this level? Oh, that's interesting. It says, do I treat these nodes like literally like a bunch of nodes, or do I treat it just like a big 2D array? Because if I treat them like nodes, then I have to, when I load this file, I have to, for each one, I have to like assign the one to the right of it, and then the one to the left, which is not too bad, but then I have to do the up and down, which is a little more of a pain. So let's just treat these as like a big old 2D array. So I don't think, for now, let's just have the letter here. And if we need to add this in later, we can. So for now, we just need the letter there for each node. I guess maybe it might be a little overkill to wrap this whole thing in a node, but it's kind of nice to have it in case we do want some sort of helper methods. Because I'm thinking that this class will contain the like, you know, get all the... Right, because I need to do two things. I need to figure out area, and then, which is easy. That part's not a problem. Like I can just loop through all the, figure out the area for like A or something. I can just loop through all the plots. Excuse me. Okay, so that'll initialize the array. And then the next thing I need to do is, okay, I'm gonna get rid of that for now. Yeah, let's try putting it underneath. So let's do this and split down. Usually I don't do this, but let's just make these all a little bit smaller. Hopefully this shows up, like I keep saying, hopefully this shows up okay. Okay, so that'll initialize it, and then, okay, so now, so that's all the lines. So if I did plot nodes, like just say I didn't have to pn equals this, pn.load all lines. Like I could do something like that too. And then that would parse that. That might be a better way to do it. And then parse, like that'll create the, internally that will create the nodes and then wipe out all the previous ones. Okay, let's do that. So we'll switch this. So we don't need this anymore. We need a def load. Oh no, wait, I think they're all lower. Are functions lowercase? I think in Python our class functions should lowercase. Like camel or like with the underscores. Yeah, okay. So we did self dot plots equals right. I want this to be lines. So do I always need the self? I don't know about that. Okay, so all lines. Is a string list, and then this, I need it to be plots though. So I need to initialize this array. How do I define the type in an array? Okay, so it's a list. But I don't want it to be a list of integers. How do I declare an array of plot? Because I want to initialize it once, because I don't want to keep reinitializing the array. Like, that's not great. Oh, does this have it here? Oh, okay, so I could just put colon after. Okay, so if I do this, that's a list. I want a nested one, so plot node, like a 2D. And then this is plot node 0. Oh, because I have to create a plot node to put in there. Well, what if I just initialize it to nothing? Okay, so let's. So we don't need init anymore. Oh, right, I need the. Yeah, let's just do that. Num rows, num columns. Okay, great. Oh, is this where I need to do the import type lick? So what is this now? This is any variable. Oh, and then I have to from dot plot node. There we go. Okay. So now is this is a list of plot nodes. Okay. Do my tests still pass? Let's see. Nope. I'm trying to call load on something here. Oh, there we go. Plot nodes takes no arguments. Can I go to that line of code? Line 10. Oh, right. This. Sorry, I need to change this. There we go. Oh, okay, cool. So all that passes, and now I have an array of plot nodes. Right on. So I have that array, so it just initializes it, but now I need to fill it in with all of the actual so yeah, this is basically initializer. Initialize the 2D list. And then, oops, this, no. This is load the plot data into the 2D list. Oh, will it suggest something here? For I line, I comma, I wanted this to J comma letter. Okay, so the first one's going to be for all the lines. Second one's going to give me the letter. Okay. Now, where's our test? So let's just test to make sure we got the right there. Let's, yeah, let's just go through. Is that the best way to do it? It's like this. What does my file look like again here? Actually, it's probably better if I loaded the file and then zero and one is actually not B, but that's okay. Was it CC? No. So sure, let's just put it like this for now. All right, so it should be A. Okay, so then all these should be 1. Then we want what? B, B, C, D. B, B, C, D. B, B, C, C. B, B, C. E, 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 C. E, 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 C. All right, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. All right, let's see if that. Cool. I know this is double checked to make sure, like all the tests are passing, but let's mess one up for here. So let's do self.plots. I don't know, at 0 and 1 equals Z. Like that should cause this test to fail. Oops. Oh, equals. Oops, plot node. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just revert these just to straight letters. Yeah, okay. So it fails. Okay, good. Okay, so there. We load the file. So just put that there so we know what the file looks like. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the file. I don't think I need to write any more tests for that one. That works. That's good. Do we, yeah, oh man, do we stick with these nodes? Yeah, I think we will for now. Or do I just revert this right to like a letter? Because I don't think there's going to be any logic. Now that I think about it, there's not going to be a lot of logic in plot nodes. It's all going to be in this class here. So we can always add this back. So let's delete this. And then here, let's just put this as the letter. And this is just going to be, is it string? Stir? Yeah. Watch me regret this decision shortly after here. Okay, I'm sure I missed something. Where are we in test load file? Oh, right, I can get rid of all these. Just replace. Should be able to do this, I think. Okay. Right on. Cool. Okay, so that is fantastic. So it's all kind of working. Let's commit that change. So sure. Okay, so loading. Looks like it works. So now the next thing is we wanted to, I broke it up into two, I have to remember what I wrote down more notes. We need to calculate the, so right, in order to calculate the cost of fence around a single region, you need to know that region's area and perimeter. So the area is pretty easy. They get a little more complicated like down here with these XOXOs. Right, so the area is 1 and the perimeter is 4 for this. Right, with all the 0 plants, have an area of 1 times 4 is 4, right? Because each one of these x's is like a little individual one. So you could you just, that's really just 4. Can you just, the area is just 1, but can you just multiply it by because this would be 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be 16. Yeah, so it's really 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. What happens? Right, like, so all of that, I think you just count, like, the area shouldn't matter. Where's this one here? Okay, so this one's a little more, does it have some disjointed areas? E, F, some I's. Are they, oh yeah, okay, so here, there's I's that aren't, this I is all alone. Like, oh no, it's part of the same weird area here. I want an area that's, oh yeah, okay, there's some eyes up here. Okay, so this one's 4. Okay, so how many? They got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh no, so they have 2 eyes. So could you just do 1, 2, 3, 4? There's the 4 there, and then they have 14 below. So could you? I have to think of math. So could you just do 18? So okay. So what does this formula look like? It's going to look like 4 times 8. Oh, maybe you can't. Plus 14 times 22. That equals I. Let's do this. I equals this equals 32 plus 308, which equals, what is that, 310, 340? Hopefully my math is right there. Now I just rewrite, because I need to do, like, this is really brackets around this, brackets around this. So I don't think I can just do 4 times 14 or 18. Yeah, that's not going to work. 18 times. Ah, shoot. That won't work. Okay, I was just going to total up all the I's in the entire thing, but I can't. I have to figure out the area of each one and the perimeter. Okay, so of each region. So That is really unfortunate. So, okay. So, if we look, so what I really want to do is, like, if I have A, B, B, what I really want to do is grab, I need to take a look at this A, and then let's say C, because I like to think of this as like picking it up. I think I explained this last video. Like if I grab this corner A, and that's my root node, and then all the other nodes fall off of it, and I can have 4 nodes around it, like up, down, left, and right. In this case, there's nothing up, there's nothing down, but I have 1 node to the right that matches. So I could just parse, I could just go down these trees, like I can go left until I can't go in, I can go like left until I can't go any further, top until I can't go any further, down, right, and then down, and that gets me the area. So why don't we just do that to start with? Let's just calculate the area. And then we can figure out the perimeter later. Let's just, and then maybe we'll wrap up the video once I figured out the area. So, because it's what, 40 minutes already? Okay, so let's put a method in here, def area. And then we're gonna need a node in here. So, do I have to always put self? I can't just put a letter because there could be multiples of those letters. So let's just put we need like an X and a Y, right? So X is int, and Y as int. I wonder if there's a, and this is going to return, yes, an integer. Okay. Okay, so I was a little afraid of this, that it would, right, I have to mark them if they're already visited. Oh, that's right. That's why I was going to have plot stuff, because then I can mark things as visited or not, maybe. Okay. So, because what I need to do is, let's get rid of thanks GitHub Copilot. I was a little worried that like GitHub Copilot would fill in, like, because other people, so many other people have solved this problem. All right, so let's, like GitHub Copilot would know the answer. So let's get letter of the plot. Right, and then we're just going to recursively traverse, right? Recurse through plot nodes for all matching letters. And we can't go diagonally if I remember correctly. So this part's easy. Right. Yeah, we're not going to do a lot of error checking. You know, I'm actually, yeah, it's when you work with, sometimes I end up working with people in academics versus industry, and then you'll see a lot of people, well, even in industry sometimes, but a lot of people in academics, they don't put a lot of like error checking in any of their code, either because, you know, they're students or even people that just are writing scripts or something for research purposes. And a lot of times they don't need it, but sometimes if that ends up into production, then it's like, oh, you have like no error checking on any of your stuff. So okay, so we need, like, this is a starting, and then we're gonna I guess we create another one, def area, recurse. Sure. Right, so we don't want to go outside the bounds. So this, yeah, I guess this would be nicer if I actually did, if I loaded them all as actual nodes, like a tree. But that's still such a big pain, because then I have to basically load the 2D thing and then wait, is this Python? Does Python have an easy way to translate a 2D array into linked list? Yeah, I'd have to write my own function. Oh, is that worth it or not? So X, Y, and the letter. And then, yeah, so don't go outside. Right, don't go outside. Oh, yeah, we're going to need a count, too, that we're going to have to... We don't want to overwrite. Right, yeah, and we're going to have to make sure that we didn't visit it, because you can end up going in a circle. Return 1 plus... Oh, okay, so that's how this magic happens in... Right, and then I have to mark it as visited. So I'm going to have to keep track of if a node's been visited. And then, okay, for now, let's... Okay, sure, let's just accept that. Because that looks reasonable, but I can't mark it as visited like this. I need to... temporarily mark it. Because I'm going to, as I recurse, I'm going to actually have to return two things. I'm going to have to return the area and the perimeter. And I'll get the perimeter because... Oh, okay. It did. I was going to say it didn't. It only recursed once, but yeah, I'll break this up because that'll be easier to understand. Yeah, it's up. Or sorry, was this x plus 1? So it's right, left, up, down. Sure. Order doesn't really matter. Okay. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to keep track of two things as I recurse. Can I blank them out after the fact? Well, I wouldn't want to put an X. I guess I could. Okay, so if I, assuming my algorithm works correctly, do I care? Do I need to, let's go look at this. Like, I go and visit this one. I can put that as like, I can empty it out, zero it out or whatever. but after everything's been visited. So I'd have to go, oh no, I have to do it. Okay, so B, if I grab this B here, I need to say, okay, look right, and it's going to try and look left again, but left, it's going to have to, okay, I have to zero it out right away when I count it. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is zero it out. Oh, okay, so I need something. Okay, well, let's just return an integer for now, and let's just try this. Let's just try, and then we could change this to return, like this, I'll have to return a class or something that keeps track of both the area and the perimeter. So let's just put it to nothing. Nope, just a big old sure. Let's put it as a pound star. Okay, so if I can't go anywhere, so I need the initial letter, check. And then I need to okay. So the area is actually going to be 1, right? Because we're always going to have the area of our letter. Okay, but that's a check. If it's not equal to the letter, okay, that should be okay. Let's set it to star, and then let's break this up. All right, so let's go right. Is this okay? So return 1 plus. Oh, it's such an ugly. So area equals 0. I guess in this case we're not tracking, like we're not passing the current area in. Or maybe we could just, let's do this, because then we can leave it as, can I write, are you going to complete, yeah, of course you are. Can I do this? All right. How do I break up a long line in Python? Boom. Oh, okay. So I can wrap it in like that. Okay, that's not bad. That looks much easier to read. Like this is kind of a mess here. So let's return. Then we can do 1. Yeah. So if this works, that'd be pretty cool. And then close that off. So let's go, what are we doing? Right. We can do this right. Down. Down. Left. And then up. There, at least we're going in a nice circle. Okay, so left is this one? Yeah, okay. Do we want to leave? Yeah, okay, well, let's just try this. So we'll load the, okay, let's load that one test file and see what error we get for a specific number. Right, so this is just this pretty simple one here. Okay, so so we have plot nodes. So how do what is the recommended way to add? Yeah, I'm more interested in testing this than this one. So like what would tests look like for this? Okay, so this puts it in test plot nodes. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it created a setup. So it created, like, loaded a file. That's great. Loaded test area different letter. Two 1 2 1. Oh, right, 0. So 2. Wait, is the column? Yeah. X is 2 and then 1. So this? That's not right. So here, this A? I don't think that's correct, that last one. Okay, but so test plot nodes. Now, do you usually break up the tests like, what if I accept this? Is this going to create a file for me? Where to put that file? Oh, put it there. I don't want it there. I want it in here. Yes. Source. There we go. So I don't think. Okay, let's move this down here. I don't think that last one is going to pass. Oh, let's see. Oh, it did. Interesting. Center is 1 1. That's B, yeah. Test area, different letter. I don't, I'm not 100% sure what that's testing. 0 0, so that's this guy. 0 1. this guy. This 2. Like, is this? This is not right. What if I did 2, 2? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Do I mix these up somewhere? Okay, I'm a real dum-dum because I can't see what I am doing wrong. Or why this is 1. Because 2, 1, as far as I could tell, would be this A. Do I load this backwards? Oh, do I really? No, but I tested that all the things were in the right spot, right? Didn't I? Like, here's my load file. Huh. Oh, I guess it makes variables are private or public by default. Right? Because A. Okay, I'm sure someone is yelling at the screen now that I don't. Let's do this. Print. What does that give us? Oh, it's C. Am I loading this? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, right. Okay. So this is like the X's are not really my. There. Oh, yeah, I am. Okay, I'm kind of loading this a little weird. It's not really a 2D array like I envisioned in my head. It's like a list. Or kind of, I guess, but right, but this one should be underneath. So X is more like the first jump into the array. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. So 2, 1, yeah, C. Okay. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. So that all that area seems to work. So let's just, was it an hour already? Yeah, let's just leave it at that, and we'll see, because I think next time to finish this off, we will change, maybe Maybe I'll make some notes for myself. Notes. Let's put it. Where's a good place to put? Sure. Let's do this. To do. Change the area recurse to return object or structure or something like that that has both the area and the parameter. And I think that'll solve the problem, right? So, because what we need to do is we're going to have to add some more logic here that if you can't go left or right, then like if this returns a 0, if this returns 0, then add 1 to your perimeter, basically, for each one of these calls that returns a 0, right? Because if you had totally surrounded, you would return 4. If you couldn't, like say you're in the top left, you couldn't go up or left, it should return, like if it was that A, you only go right, so it should return a perimeter of 3, right? Because you can't go down, you can't go left, you can't go up if it is this, right? You can't go, yeah. So that perimeter for this character is 3, and they just keep adding it up. Okay, I think I figured out how to solve this one. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there because it's been another hour. So hopefully this is more exciting than, than the last one where I struggled with all the imports. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if I do this next time, if I should turn off. Like, I like GitHub Copilot to help me with like the Python logic. Like that part's great. But I wonder if, I don't know, it almost feels like I'm cheating a little bit. Like when it figured out this area recurse and it just filled out this whole method for me. Like I did have to go through and make sure this code is correct. So I guess this is pretty much how I actually write code these days, is GitHub Copilot, or sometimes if I'm in JetBrains, I use the JetBrains one. They're all kind of the same, but it'll puke out some code. And then you always have to pause and like take a look at it and be like, okay, does this code look reasonable? And I'm pretty sure GitHub Copilot has seen lots of people solve this problem. Probably using Python. It's a very popular language. So that's why I was able to just kind of spit out the answers for this. Because I've noticed for, like, if you have some business logic that maybe there's not a bunch of open source projects, or, you know, a bunch of people haven't attempted it, like the advent of code, it has trouble spitting out code that works. Like it will spit out something, and then oftentimes it's not correct, but it's kind of close. So I'll be like, okay, that's like a scaffold that I'll use, and then I'll go in and tweak it. Where this one was pretty much correct right from the get-go. So, okay, cool. Well, again, thank you all for watching. If you have a question or something different project or something you'd like me to work on, leave some comments down below if you're watching us on YouTube, or give me a shout at ask@SaturdayMP.com. And of course, if you have any constructive feedback, you know, nice feedback, just don't make me cry, or, you know, nice feedback is always much is appreciated. Just, yeah, leave it down below or send me an email. That would be great. So thank you very much for your time and attention. I hope you found this useful, and hopefully I'll catch you in a week if life doesn't get in the way and get back to my regular cadence of once a week for these videos. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Bye.